You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it!
Yes, good morning and welcome back to the Kop TV. A dark, dark day yesterday, people. But today's a therapy session for not only me, not only you, but also the man who is going to be joining me on this match preview. I see this man probably more than my girlfriend, if I'm honest. So I'm up and down with him. I get carried away. He tries to rein me back in. I try and do the same for him. But now I'm finally going to admit it and be on the side of this man, Matisse. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV, people, if you haven't already. Go ahead and please make sure as well you subscribe to Matisse. This man is putting the work in every sport, every country, every game. He's probably gonna stream 4 times today again. It's Matisse. How are you, my friend?
Oh, brother, I am broken. I watched your game yesterday. I watched my game, and I don't know which one was worse. To be honest, I think I'll probably go with mine, just purely out of emotion. But we are truly in the mud. But I mean,
we're there together, though, man.
We're 11th though, so I feel like you guys did leave us behind a little bit. I said that to you a few weeks ago.
Behind a couple times.
Yeah, we haven't left you behind. We never walked alone once. I tell you that.
Wow, I feel bad, bro. Well, listen, to those watching right now, this is a therapy session. Let's get it all out, right? We're shit. Chelsea are shit. So let's just share the pain and have a hug, shall we? A virtual hug. Big up to you then, bro. You were on DR Sports on Track GP doing the Australian Grand Prix this morning. I believe you got to the studio around 5 a.m. You left around 10 a.m. And now look, it's 12 and you're on the Kop TV sipping some coffee, I hope. So yeah, man. Big up to man like Matisse for coming on, bro. Really, trust me, I know the grind, so I appreciate it.
Thank you,
right,
bro.
let's get into the shower of shit that we both experienced recently. Let's start off with Chelsea. I mean, I'm in no position to have a go at Chelsea, really, considering how badly Liverpool played yesterday. But I watched the game, I watched your game, and I was just super surprised. Maybe you weren't surprised, but as a Liverpool fan watching Chelsea, I'm thinking, well, surely things have to get better sooner rather than later. But Aston Villa came and their game plan, they executed it down to a T. Ollie Watkins probably should have had 2 himself and it could have been 3 or 4-0. But what did you make of that game? And how do you feel after that going into this game now? I mean, where's your head at, bro?
Bro,
So question.
I already didn't have any confidence going into any game where we play a team above us. I mean, we've lost to lesser teams at home. Southampton, drew against Everton at home.
Yeah.
You know, it's just at this point, like there's I can't see a win from anywhere. So we played each other not so long ago, and it was one of the worst games of the season. We didn't get any airtime, no marketing. Nobody even knew we were playing. I had to remind the rivals, yo, we're having a big game this weekend. If you guys don't mind watching, no, bro, we don't care. Nobody cares. And I'm assuming it's the same thing this Tuesday. I'm assuming nobody knows we're even playing each other on Tuesday because it's probably one of the most like lowly ranked Chelsea versus Liverpool matches I've seen ever. Yeah, probably, to be honest. I've not seen one in any worse predicament than this, you know what I mean? Usually one of us is pulling our weight. So yeah, bro, I have no confidence at all. Even after watching you guys, no confidence.
Well, at least we feel the same way. I have no confidence going. And do you know what the mad thing is? The mad thing, and it would be very Liverpool for this to happen, is we go to Stamford Bridge on Tuesday, we win, and then we get all of our hopes up because as football fans, and especially Liverpool fans, it's the hope that kills you. And then we'll lose to Arsenal next Sunday for the first time in 15 odd years at Anfield. But yeah, I do agree with you. And I think, let us know in the comments if you also agree with what Matisse has just said. This is maybe the lowest ranked or the least exciting Chelsea versus Liverpool game. I mean, I'm trying to rack my mind and go back through the decades. I don't think there genuinely has been a period, maybe apart from the mid-90s when we were both pants.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a game where I've gone, they are awful, but so are we. And Liverpool were awful yesterday, especially in that second half. What did you make of Liverpool's first half performance compared to the second half?
First half was a strange one because I don't really feel like you guys were awful at all. I feel like you guys were Man City for me slightly edged it, but it wasn't domination. You know, you guys had moments where you regained possession. Your build-up play started off kind of shaky, and then it improved as the game went on. I feel like Fabinho on the ball was actually pretty good. He played some important passes in between the lines. He was involved in the goal. But then off the ball, you could see that you guys were being overran and you couldn't handle the combinations and intricate moves in central areas. It was like De Bruyne and Grealish just turned up on another level. Like they were ridiculous. Grealish,
best guy in a City shirt, easily.
By far, bro. He's clearing away man the match. Like he was just ridiculous on that side. And Mahrez up against Robertson, it was tough as well there. Mahrez had a couple of key moments, but Liverpool could have had a couple more goals. You know, Salah, you know, there was a few moments here or there, but then second half it was just domination. Like it was just night and day between the first and the second half. It was two completely different worlds. I couldn't believe it, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? I knew that Man City. I expected Man City to win, but you guys are pretty good at turning up in games like that where people have kind of put the chips down. It's exactly the same in the reverse fixture where Gomez and Van Dijk kept a clean sheet and you guys ended up winning at Anfield. So, but yeah, second half of Man City just rolled you over and it just became, I know what it feels like. Man City, they can embarrass. When they get a comfortable lead, they start bopping it around, walking it, and you can't get near them. Klopp makes the substitutions and it's like, it's too late. It doesn't matter. Done.
Yeah, the subs were so late, I think. Yeah. Especially when you go behind 2-1 after 50 seconds of the second half. To me, you almost have to react to that instantly because you like you just said, bro, once they get their foot in the game, it's how many can they score? And I think to hold on to the game, to cling on to it, obviously, ideally, he wouldn't like to make a sub a minute into the second half, but I do think he made a mistake by waiting. And it was the 69th minute, bro, that we saw Nunes come on with Firmino, with Ox and Tsimikas. I mean, I rate the braveness of making 4 subs away to go for the game, but it was 20 minutes too late. And I think by that point, again, like you said, you're already drowning and City just dunk you under and keep you under. And no matter how many subs you bring on at that stage, I don't think Nunes even touched the ball. Genuinely, I don't think he touched the ball.
The point where I was kind of shocked with Klopp is that first off, I thought Jota and Salah were really good. Jota worked his arse off.
Brilliant, yeah.
Jota really worked
really
hard,
well.
Man. Yeah, left-hand side, he was playing like 2 positions. And Gakpo, I felt like out of the 3 of them, Gakpo was the one that wasn't really putting his weight enough. There was a couple heavy touches here or there. And I thought maybe get Nunes on, put him on the left if you can trust him to do the defensive work. Get him on Akanji because Akanji was struggling. He wasn't good. Akanji really wasn't very good. Salah was up against Ake doing very well.
Was Ake in the first half. Salah smoked Ake.
Yeah, so it was like if you could have just, I think, got one more person up there to really completely balance it out and give Jota that central role. Maybe I think maybe it could have gone in a different way. But yeah, I think it was one of those days where it was like, how are you guys actually going to stop Grealish and De Bruyne? And I was like, there's nobody on the bench you can bring on. You know, Thiago's out. Bajcetic is out. It's Milner, it's Ox, it's Arthur. It's like, bro, there's no way you're stopping these attacking midfielders. It's just not going to happen. And Alvarez was crucial. This guy was involved in a couple goals. I saw John Stones, bro, playing in midfield for one of the goals. What was that all about?
Back. What the hell? Honestly, there was basically 4 centre backs playing for City yesterday, and we couldn't. I mean, take away the goal where, as you said, we counter-attacked them perfectly, and that was the only time really yesterday that I felt, hang on, go on, is when we counter-attacked, and Jota held it up so well. Salah slots it, and then there's that moment where if Salah just uses Grealish's body to kind of guide the ball round him, which he's more than capable of doing, and then it's a tap-in for Jota, really. If he finds that pass, then I'm sure we go 2-0 up, and I'm pretty sure we win the game, because out of 36 games where we've gone ahead this season, we've won 30, or I think the last 36 games in which we've gone ahead, we've won 33, drawn 3. We haven't lost a game. That record was broken yesterday. So it was awful. However, I wanted to get your opinion on 2 things before we concentrate on the Chelsea-Liverpool game. Rodri, should he have been sent off? And also, what did you make of Pep and Tsimikas on the sidelines and Artemelo as well?
I mean, Pep's hilarious, man. He's trying to get handshakes off Tsimikas. Tsimikas is rejecting. Armelo's on loan, so he doesn't have any loyalty. He ain't playing any games. It's been basically a waste of a loan signing, to be honest. Should have got someone serious in midfield. It was clear as day he needed minimum one, let alone probably now two midfielders. So he doesn't care. He's gonna shake whoever's hand he needs to shake to get a deal. But on the red, I'm trying to remember what challenge it was because I remember
two
Rodri
pullbacks. It was identical. It was so he got a yellow for the first one, two hands round Fabinho, dragged him back, instant yellow card, professional foul. Yeah. Less than a minute later, he does the exact same thing to Gakpo.
I feel like he was afraid to send somebody off that early. I feel like if it was something like dangerous or reckless, I feel like he would have been given no choice. But I feel like I don't want to say he had a terrible game, but he didn't manage it properly. Like you could see that there was a few inconsistencies. It wasn't really a fair grading of each moment. And it's a weird one. The referee kind of played the game too much and he didn't just stick to his own, letter of the law. Okay, I booked him. Okay, this is the next booking now. This is the warning. This is it wasn't like that. It was kind of like looking at the timing of it and, it was inconsistent. So I think he should have gone. Like if you're being fair on the challenges, he should have gone. But he was so inconsistent throughout the whole game that it didn't really shock me, to be honest.
Yeah, and the other side of it is Fabinho definitely should have been booked. I think he had three fouls in the first 7 minutes, and I understand if you let that go, then in your mind, can you send off Rodri after you've let three go 10 minutes before? I understand that. But when it's the letter of the law and it's a big game, sometimes you do have to send someone off early to stamp your authority on the game. And I just thought that, the referee yesterday, I heard some glowing reviews from BT Sport about him, but I don't know what game they were watching. And I agree with you. I do think he didn't really have a full grip on the game. But there you go. It made for good viewing on DR Sports. As Andrew says here, Fuad was in sensational form yesterday, salty AGT. And Doyle excuses from Pac-Man with the Pep picture. And Arthur was a water boy yesterday. He doesn't give a damn who will shake his hand. He'll just shake anyone's hand. Al Guapo saying, don't lie, Matisse, you tried to use F1 to get out of this. But no, he's here. You can't give him that one. That's not fair, Al Guapo. He's here with us. On time as well, man.
That F1 race, bro. Jesus, I've never seen so much drama in my life.
You must just be knackered, mate. Honestly, I can't believe you. Big up to you. Right, let's focus on Tuesday because are you on DR Sports tomorrow? Are you on the weekend roundup?
I am, yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, so am I. People say I ducked out the last Bournemouth one. Contractually, I wasn't supposed to be there. Yeah, but I will be there tomorrow, and I guess we'll carry on the therapy session then. But going into this one, from a Liverpool point of view, again, it's a must-win. Again, it's an opportunity to push up a little bit further in the table with Arsenal coming up on Sunday. I mean, if we're really honest about things, the chances of us both finishing where we want to are just totally gone now. And again, when I said maybe I'm going to join you now, what I mean is maybe I should stop getting carried away on Mondays and just, listen to your advice and just say, Alex, just relax. Like, don't get drawn in. But I am looking forward to it. It's always a big game, no matter what era we're talking about, Chelsea versus Liverpool. So really looking forward to the game on Tuesday. Me and Doyle will be watching that together and we'll do an instant match reaction for you. But looking into this, because again, there is a chance that Luis Diaz comes back on Tuesday. There's a chance that Thiago's back involved with the squad. How nervous are you with this Liverpool coming to town, considering the fact that we have just lost and we could be a bitten tiger who's ready to pounce? Or not?
I wouldn't. Yeah, no, you could. I did think about that after I watched your game against City. I thought this is going to piss them off massively. I'm not really nervous. I think partly because now I'm just at a point of acceptance where I'm going to be angry if we lose, but I'm not going to be shocked. And we've not beaten a single team from the so-called Big Six, and we've only beaten one team from the top 10 as well. So
this season.
Yeah, like we are horrendous, bro. We are We are horrendous.
Our problem's the other way around. We're top of the Big Six league for this season.
That's
but
just what I'm saying. So it works for you. You know, it almost panders more to you guys winning than us, because even though I can see loads of issues in your team, we have a whole heap of issues as well. And the manager, it's time for him to go, man. It's genuinely time for him to go. I do not like to run around shouting top of my lungs, you know, manager out, regardless of whether I have an emotional attachment to them or not. It's just not something I enjoy doing. But this guy is out of his depth, man. I've seen him make far too many errors, whether it be in the starting 11, questionable substitutions, poor timing. He's just coming off extremely average in the Chelsea dugout right now. And it's honestly just grim to watch. And there's just nothing to invest in really at the moment. I don't trust him with the preseason if we was to give it to him anyway. I don't think that's going to be a savior. We're going to have plenty of problems in preseason. If he's not aware of it, he soon will be. He's just not going to catch a break with us. It's not going to happen. And I'm just tired. I think Todd Bowie needs to suck it up and understand that he's made a blunder here and he's jumped the gun a little bit on an elite manager. Very depressing for me to watch us get slapped up at home. I mean, we had a lot of chances. We should have scored goals. We should have probably won the game. But us concede some of the goals we conceded, lose in the fashion we did, knowing once again with 20 minutes to go we're not going to score, can't shoot for the life of us. And at the very same time I'm watching that, I'm also watching Bayern Munich versus Dortmund. Yeah, I thought you were going to say that. Thomas Tuchel's first game, and he's slapping up Dortmund 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 inside 25 minutes, 4-2 by the end of it, wrapped up inside the first half. Probably going to go and do the treble. Do you know what I mean? It's just depressing.
and he was talking about the way that it all ended for Chelsea. He was asked the question in a press conference, and he said, you know, it was a 3 to 5 minute meeting. It was around 8 a.m. And I did feel for him, because looking back now, and again, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but looking back now, easily the wrong decision to sack Thomas Tuchel. I mean, to give you some encouragement, Liverpool have won 3 out of 13 away games in the Premier League. It's an awful record. Jesus. I mean, the points that we've dropped, to name a few: Brentford, Brighton, Wolves, Forest, all these teams we should be dealing with. But going into this one, there has been a lot of draws in this fixture as well recently down the year. So I don't want to see a draw, but going into this one, how can I be confident? How can I? Because going into this, our away record is awful, and we can't really seem to. We have moments of dangerous play, but we can't seem to just adjust and have that in-game management that we were so famed for before. I mean, the lack of, or the late subs yesterday kind of show that. I mean, there's a lot of negativity in the chat here. We won't beat Chelsea. Klopp can't adjust. He can't motivate the team. He told us we didn't need a midfielder in the past. He told us we didn't need a defender. And he's handed over several trophies. Matisse, will you be a Chelsea fan if Chelsea go pre-Roman money era? Why are you talking bad about your own club manager? Because he's tired. He's fed up. He's being honest. Matisse isn't that guy to shout and get views that way. Matisse is level-headed. He's not. You clearly don't know Matisse, David. Right?
I've tried to give this guy so much leeway, honestly, but when it doesn't make sense anymore, you know, especially when he's in this position for the first time in his career, he's never managed at this level, and he doesn't even, you know, in post-match, he doesn't even try to, you know, set some sort of standard or some sort of precedent. He just continues to keep saying that the boys gave everything, no sort of, you know, responsibility or accountability for some of the substitutions and some of the timings and some of the decisions in the 11. Don't really know what he's trying to accomplish, to be honest, half the time. It's just strange, very contradictory on the Mudryk situation. He says he's not ready. He kind of feels like he's in a pre-season of his own. Then he goes and starts him. And then he goes and misses 2 massive chances. So he's just baffling me at the moment. He's not really trying to put anything down long-term with the team selections, by bringing on Aubameyang against Tottenham, but then still losing and not having him on the bench for this game. When we need a goal, we don't have a striker on the bench. I have no idea what he's trying to accomplish. He just seems confused. I think he's just winging it. It feels when the chips are down, he's just throwing people out there and seeing what happens.
Let's talk about Mudryk because, as you mentioned, the first El Sakiko, El Crapico of the season was back in January, I believe, Liverpool-Chelsea 0-0. But Mudryk did come on and have a very good impact. And after that 25-minute cameo where we all stood up and thought, wow, this guy looks very good. What has happened since then? And you referenced those misses yesterday. That, to me, just stinks. I mean, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank summed it up perfectly. It stinks of someone who isn't used to being in those goal-scoring positions, therefore doesn't have the experience or necessarily know what to do, how many touches to take, how close you need to get to the goal to score.
Yeah.
So what has happened to him? But is there a little bit of optimism considering how well Grealish did against Trent yesterday? And could this be Mudryk's coming of age almost?
I think with Mudryk, I'm quite patient with him because he's come from the Ukrainian league. I didn't know too much about him when we signed him, so I never gassed him up in terms of expectation or instant impact. And I tried to not really look at the price point because the price point is obviously going to bring pressure amongst the rivals. But in terms of the way I'm looking at him, I'm thinking to myself, I don't really mind if you're just a bench player until the summer, and then you get a full preseason, fully acclimatize, adapt. Who knows what's going on personally as well with everything that's been happening in his home country, and hopefully next season that's when he really breaks through. But with him, he had a great start against Liverpool. I was excited, but he's looking a bit rusty, very rough around the edges. First touch is not really there at times. Some stray passes. Yeah, flick here and there, but again, like you said, doesn't really look comfortable in those situations, or at least didn't look experienced, and doesn't really surprise me. It's not like as if I looked at his Shakhtar goal scoring record and it was something crazy. This guy is not known for banging in the goals, you know what I mean? So it's a learning curve, and there's a lot to be taught and a lot to be coached. That is what Potter's meant to do with these type of players, these young players. We're buying them sometimes overpriced, in this case potentially. Before other clubs get a hold of them to try and skip that middleman, and he's meant to be the coach that kind of develops them and kicks them onto that next level. Obviously, you could say obviously hasn't had enough time to do that yet because he's only just come through the door with Mudryk. But yeah, Mudryk for me, I wouldn't even. I feel like Trent is the type of player where I want to see if he can get some change out of him. But I'm also looking at Madueke. And thinking, why not give him a start off that left-hand side, kind of give him that Leroy Sané type role, and try and see if you can just isolate Trent that way, because he's another young player who, I'm ranking them both the same regardless of price point. He's another one with potential. We've signed him. He's young. He's got something to him. So I'd say give him a go as well because I think he looks a lot more confident than Mudryk from what I've seen in recent times.
Yeah, there's just so many players. I forgot who Chelsea can even, put on the bench and start in this game because there's so many wingers that are trying to be nines. You've got Havertz as well. I mean, I've just seen a Chelsea fan in the chat here saying playing with Havertz is like playing with 10 men. ODZ Evans, who has got, look at his picture. It's the Chelsea Lion with like a crutch and a...
That's quality. That's a quality edit.
It is a good one, to be fair. So, I mean, who will play? I mean, starting off in goal, as we know, Mendy has just totally been banished, really, it seems, since Graham Potter's come in. Kepa starts every game. But try and paint a picture. Who's going to start this game? Because, again, there's just so many names that could play. And I feel like maybe Kovacic has taken up the Jorginho role now of playing more, being the captain, having more leadership and responsibility. But tell me, who starts this one on Tuesday, or who deserves to start?
Bro, who really deserves to start? I can't really say anybody. Obviously, Enzo is definitely going to play because he's the unique player that we have that can actually offer that pass, offer that vision. Kante came on, nice to see him, but in the conditions that he was coming in on to save us was not what I had planned. I didn't really want to see him have to take on that type of responsibility, just come back from injury. And he was kind of used in this weird way where he was one of our most advanced, if not our most advanced midfielder. And Kante's not an attacking midfielder. Kante hasn't got his shooting boots. He hasn't got that final ball. So it's always been a weird thing with Kante is that he's not a sitter and he's not a holding midfielder. I'd never class him as a true six because you do want him covering, ground, and you do want him getting around. But he's box to box, but he's not really one of the boxes because he's not going to give you what you need in the final third. So there's always a cutoff point with him, is that he can carry the ball well, he can bring it out of some sort of press and combine 1-2s and give you an extra little outlet of getting forward. But when you get to that final third, you don't really want him on the ball. You want him to just lay it off nice and simple and give it to someone else who knows what they're doing in that area. So to be honest, bro, I don't even care who plays, bro. I can't lie. I don't care. I've got to that point now where I'm just like, bro, we're 11th, bro. I had to take the mick on Twitter and say we're top of the bottom half of the league. If you go to page 2, we're technically top. I've done a nice little edit on Instagram story. I've taken away the positions of 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, all of the ones, 11th, 12th, 13th. I've managed to make it all
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
I managed to almost convince myself before I went to sleep that we're actually top, and Crystal Palace is just in second, and we're 8 points clear. I messed up. I didn't do the goal difference, but I'll get to it. It's long.
Oh wow. This is a real therapy session for both of us. By the way, if you're liking the chat, if you're liking this video, please make sure you like the video. It's not a hard concept to grasp. There's 200 of you in the chat right now, so please make sure 200 likes minimum, guys, please. Let me try and I'm going to do the Liverpool team after, but let me try and tell you what I would play if I was Graham Potter, and then you can just say yes or no, right? Am I a madman for wanting Mendy in goal again? Would I be a madman for saying that?
I don't think Mendy's fit. I really don't.
Well,
he hasn't been. Bro, I don't know where he's gone, but he hasn't been available for a while. So he's definitely not going to play this game. I don't know what's happened.
So Kepa will play then.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The new hairstyle for Reece James, he'll play it right back, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
What did you make of that hairstyle, by the way? Can I get your thoughts on that?
I think he's trying to do an Enzo, but yeah.
Or Matty Renton.
Yeah, Matty Renton. Yeah, a Matty Renton, exactly. That's actually even spot on. Yeah, listen, Reece does what he wants at the end of the day. He's too good to be playing right side centre back in a 3, which is where we put him.
Way too good for that. Yeah,
could have put in some good deliveries into the box. Unfortunately, we had nobody in there, so Reece is the least of my issues. I'll tell you that.
I'll go Reece. What am I saying? 4 at the back, yeah.
Well, we have been playing a 3. I think with your front line,
this is what I would do. Right?
Yeah.
Forget Potter and Dead Man Dare. Right. Reece James. I'll go Badashile. Can he play?
He can play.
I'll go. I mean, Koulibaly. Someone did an edit on Twitter the other day of Don Robbie's face in a Koulibaly shirt, saying this has been him since he joined. I'll go with him. Is that left-sided, left centre back? Is that okay?
Badashile left side centre back.
He's left side.
You're gonna keep Koulibaly in. Yeah. I guess who else are we gonna play?
Who else is there though?
There's Trevor Chalobah. He doesn't seem to want to use him. I don't know why. He's an option, but he's not getting any game time.
Realistically, it's going to be Badashile and Koulibaly. Realistically,
if you're going with a 4, it would be
yeah. And then Chilwell at the back, left back. Who again? I thought was a bit selfish last night, bro. I thought he went for the shot a couple of times when he should have maybe flashed it across the face of goal. So that's the defense. The midfield, Enzo and Kovacic.
Yeah, probably, most likely.
Now this is where it gets techie because I have no idea. I mean, Havertz, Felix.
Havertz and Felix are definitely starting. They're rubber stamped. Okay. And then if you're going with 2 wingers now, it's probably Mudryk and either Pulisic or Madueke if you're going to go with the 4-2-3-1.
What's happened to Sterling as well? That's another one I wanted to ask you.
He's out. He was out injured last game. Big shame because him and Felix and Havertz were kind of building something quite nice a couple of weeks ago. Then he got injured and now we've had to throw Mudryk back in.
That drop-off has been sensational, Sterling. I mean, 50 million comes from City, won the league last year, comes with such great pedigree, over 100 goals in the Prem. I mean, what has happened to him? I can't believe it. I mean, that would be my Chelsea 11. You've obviously got players like Zakaria, Fofana. You've got other guys like Kante could obviously come in and play. I'm seeing Maxwell's team here. Who's he got? Chilwell, Badiashile, Koulibaly, Reece James, Enzo. So he's starting Kante and dropping maybe a Pulisic if he was to start on that side. But
yeah, I don't know if Kante is ready to start, but yeah,
maybe not. All right, that's your team. Let me go with Liverpool, and I do think there's a couple of changes. I think the same defense plays, which, bro, I mean, me and Doyle in our instant match reaction yesterday, we almost feel sorry for Alisson because he's looking at this defense going, guys,
help.
you're letting me down. I'm having to bail you man out every
Yeah.
game. And it would be so much worse if Alisson didn't make all these incredible saves. But because there's no right back pushing Trent, he starts. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Tsimikas playing. I wouldn't. I think he's got that bit of housery that you want in a big game like this. Let me know again if you guys in the comments would be happy to drop Robertson for Tsimikas in this game. Because I would. In the midfield, I mean, we haven't got many options. Obviously, Thiago looking to come back. I'm not sure when he rejoins first team training. I think he's more of an option for Sunday. But in the midfield, again, bro, there's so little options that I'm forced to play Fabinho, Henderson, and Elliott again. Which, listen, that midfield did beat Man United 7-0. It did.
Yeah.
However, yesterday's midfield performance, apart from a couple of quick transitions where we managed to break away and counter, I was happy with that. But the overall kind of box-to-box play, they totally outrun us in the midfield. But again, who else are we going to play there? Trent to be dropped saying Chris. I mean, for who, bro? For who? Calvin Ramsey has been injured the whole season. So, again, it looks like we're going to have to go with this 3. And again, the shocked faces there from Maxwell. I know, bro, but what else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? Because there isn't any other midfielders who are fit, ready, and available. We brought on the Ox last night. That was a total desperation. Not last night, yesterday, for me. Keita obviously is now injured again. When is he not injured? That man, I mean, bro, takes the number 8 after Stevie G. It's easily the worst Klopp signing. So forget him. He can never play for the club again, as far as I'm concerned. And then up front, do you go with a Nunes? I think Nunes has to start this game. And I actually saw a comment that I'd love to get you guys' thoughts on as well. I saw a comment yesterday that said something along the lines of, I haven't appreciated how Klopp has used Nunes this season. And I like to debate that because there has been plenty of opportunities where he's almost a shoe-in to start and he doesn't start. Look at the Bournemouth game, for example. Look at the City game yesterday. I think that would have been a perfect time to start him. But again, I can't be mad because Jota gets the assist in the first half. But Jota has not scored for 30 games for Liverpool. It's been 12 months, Matisse.
I'm a bit shocked by that because I thought...
I'm very shocked.
Jota,
Slaughter.
Yeah, at the beginning of his Liverpool time, he was always good for a goal, especially against Arsenal. So I'm a bit shocked. I'm a bit shocked to hear that.
Well, maybe we save him for Arsenal because he does like a goal against them.
Yeah.
So I would personally go with.
Oh, really?
If he's back, chuck him in. We've got nothing else to play for. And it's not like we're waiting for the Chelsea and the Arsenal game to go by so then we can start bringing back the big guns. No, we haven't got time. No time for that. So I'm saying start Diaz. Start him. Start him.
Are you not worried about maybe re-aggravating any injury or anything like that?
But if you don't play him sooner rather than later, when are you going to play him, bro? I think put him up against Reece James. Make Reece... I mean, we saw really good battles, actually, quite fair between James and Diaz in the 2 finals last year. I thought James did well in instances. I thought Diaz did well against Reece. But I just feel... I feel like if you don't bring him back now... Maybe bring him back for Arsenal, but if we lose that game, the season's definitely gone. So it will be too late at this point. This is the time when it matters. And I'm not one to say bring back players before their time, rush them back after a long-term injury. I'm not saying that. But he was in training last week, and I do feel like he's ready for... If it's not to start the game, then it's ready for a half an hour cameo. So, but me personally, again, Klopp's going to obviously maybe not do this, but I would start Diaz, Nunes and Salah, and then you've got Bobby, Jota, Gakpo all to come on, which I think definitely strengthens our bench. So Nunes for me has to play. Let us know in the comments, do you agree or not? Score predictions, bro. Wow. I mean, realistically, it's got a draw written all over it, doesn't it?
Bro. What 1-1. Honestly. Well, after hearing
How many
your way,
times have we said that on previews recently in the
literally,
last few years?
I mean, even when we actually stood a chance, when we had Tuchel, like we drew both the games at Wembley, then went to penalties. I think we drew at Stamford Bridge. We came from 2-0 down to draw 2-2 because Lukaku had that whole interview. Yeah, I think we drew at Anfield there.
0-0.
So, bro,
4 draws in a row, isn't it?
Something like that. So I'm going with a draw again. I'm going with a 1-1. And to be honest, do you know what? At this point, I actually, because I do want him gone. I'm not even too bothered. Like just hurry up and get it over with, man. just get it over with, man. I'm tired. Like this guy is he's actually tiring me now. Like I've never seen form like this. Every time I load up a watch along, I'm getting destroyed. Like it's just insane. It's actually mad.
I respect how you're watching along to other games now, because why would you want to put yourself through watching Chelsea at the minute? Is it just me? Liverpool fans, let me know in the chat. There's a few Chelsea fans here as well, so let me know what you think to this one as well. But there is a small part of me that thinks this is the game that Chelsea turn up. This is the game where Mudryk scores. This is the game where Enzo gets an assist or scores. This is the game when Chelsea beat us finally. Would I be right or crazy to say that? Because it could happen, bro. It could turn up.
We could turn up, bro, but with that stinky record that we have against the top 6, I'm gonna need to see it to believe it. Like that Dortmund game was his first big win as a manager, and he came in what, September, and it's now April. That's his first big win.
Wow.
That's his first big win. He's not beaten any top 6 team in the league. He's only beaten one team in the top 10. Which was Villa, I think. He beat Dortmund, and now that Dortmund team got slapped up. I just watched yesterday. Yeah, and AC Milan, I ain't even counting that because I've watched AC Milan enough to know that that's not a serious team right now. So yeah, we're awful against Tottenham. I don't know how they didn't knock them out of the Champions League. So he's got only one really big win under his belt, and that was the home game against Dortmund when he was on the verge of being sacked.
The AC Milan game as well, 3-0, wasn't it?
I think they were down to 10 men, and I've watched them, and they're not very good.
They're not great.
They're not great. They're a big name. They're a big team by name, but they're not playing like one of the best teams in Europe. They're not a top team from what I've seen.
Oh wow! So Kante normally plays quite well against Liverpool. Someone in the comments here saying Kante will turn up just because that's Liverpool's luck. When someone's playing rubbish, they normally turn up against Liverpool. AGT, the coaching staff aren't developing players like Curtis Jones and Carvalho. So we're bringing on Ox and Bobby. It's ridiculous. It is, and I do agree with that, to be honest. Alex, I love you, but the season is done. I want to finish outside Europa Conference League. It's cry with us, people.
I want Europa League. I'm not gonna lie. I really sat on it, and I was like, nah, I want to be in Europe next year. I want to be in the Europa League.
Couple of trips to Kazakhstan, etc. Big up. Ernest is going 0-0. 0-0 for sure. Jake is very, very sure of that one. By the way, big up to Jake. He's part of the Discord crew. And there's over 320 of you right now. So if you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description. And it's just a revolving door of Liverpool chat. So make sure you join and get chatting with us all. 1-1 mid-off. 1-0 Chelsea. This is a Liverpool fan saying that. 0-0. 1-0. I can't say anything about who wins. 0-0. 1-0. 1-0. Draw. 2-0 Chelsea. This is a Liverpool fan as well. I'm numb. 0-0, says James Bond. Big up to you. Kante will turn up as usual. Chelsea will beat us. But then the Chelsea fans saying we're not beating Liverpool. Basically, the Liverpool fans are saying we're shit. The Chelsea fans are saying we're shit as well. So who wins? It's literally got a draw written all over it for sure. Chelsea will destroy us because they're younger and have more energy. I'm not too sure about that, to be honest. Enzo Fernandez looks out of place sometimes. Brackets often. You must. If Potter is sacked today, then yes, we can win, says Off the Radar. AGT, do you think if Chelsea somehow smash Liverpool, you think both teams are done in terms of bro, Chelsea aren't getting top 4, and I don't think Liverpool will either. And again, the game today is actually quite massive. For once in my life, I actually want United to win that against Newcastle today.
Wow.
This mid-rivalry is so lovely. Chelsea 1-1. I think Chelsea will beat us, says Kojo. Big up to Kojo inside. Chelsea 1-1. Spurs are equally awful. Kante back just in time for Liverpool. Nah, you are crazy, AGT. It's a draw. God. Napoli to win the Champions League. Arsenal to win the Premier League. Juventus to win the Europa League. João Felix to score. Yeah, and Carvalho must be fuming, getting no minutes. I was chatting to my Fulham mate the other day. He said, send him back. Give him back.
Yeah, that's surprised me a lot, to be fair. Carvalho.
The lack of minutes is shocking, really.
He wasn't even on the bench against City.
No. And he scored at City in the Etihad.
I thought he was injured. Genuinely, I thought he was
Carabao
injured.
Cup in December. 1-0 Chelsea, 3-0 Liverpool, 0-0, says K. Shite versus shite equals 0-0. Right, this is the other question I wanted to ask you. Mason Mount was seen yesterday clapping the fans. He didn't even play, did not come on, but he was clapping the fans after the game from the bench. Is that what we think it is? Is that him saying goodbye? And can you explain? Because as Liverpool fans, of course, we've been linked with him, but why? He is a Chelsea boy, an academy boy. He's obviously a Portsmouth boy, but he's a Chelsea boy from what we know. Why? Because I can't understand it. Why is he not playing? And why is he going to leave Chelsea, considering the love story so far, I guess?
First of all, he's not really been fit. So he hasn't been able to play just due to fitness. He's been injured, which is probably the first time I remember him even being injured at Chelsea since he's come in. He's been very, very much availability is his main ability. You know what I mean? It's all about the contract situation. He wants maybe a certain amount of money that he feels he's deserving of, considering the last 2 Player of the Year seasons. I feel like the second one wasn't really his. I feel like it should have gone to a defender, but he got it based on GA mainly. It was more of a Bruno Fernandes type of season, whereas the season before it was more of a well-rounded midfielder season. But nonetheless, for his age and for what people are doing around him in his position, he's shit on all over them. You know what I mean? So he deserves to feel important based on his 3 years. And they don't want to give him that money that he feels like he's owed. And then on top of that, the contract length as well seems to be a big issue. And his form this season has been really poor. For the last 18 months, he's been either stagnating or regressing. He's not developed into the player he should have become right now. Mainly because of playing out of position or overplaying as well, and just maybe becoming too GA centric because of players around him not stepping up to the billing. From an output standpoint, he's kind of shouldered that responsibility and kind of got lost in what he was meant to be, which was just a midfielder. Do you know what I mean? He's meant to be a number 8 and have a better all-round game than he's got currently. So he could easily end up leaving, to be honest. It looks like he's more likely to leave than he is to stay. I've gone to games, I've not gone to games over the years before I did content creation. I've never really cared about players clapping the fans at the end. It's just not something I really care about. If we're playing like crap, I'm out the stadium as soon as
it's
the
a
final
sign of respect, though. I feel
is
that a sign that he gets it?
The cynical part of me feels like it's also a smart move. He knows what he's doing in a way. So, you're going to get a positive reaction online. You know that you're potentially going to show up the other teammates who didn't come out and clap. It's very smart. Not saying that it comes from a bad place, but I definitely feel like I don't really need to see it for the 6th game in a row where we've lost again. I don't really care. I'm not going to lie. You can come and clap all you like, but at the end of the day, we're shit. We ain't playing well. You haven't played well. He hasn't played well. You can all go down the tunnel for all I care, especially in a home game. If it was an away game, I've gone to away games, only a few. And yeah, I think an away game, I get it because, travel that way.
Yeah, they've traveled
way out of your depth now, with the travel home and you've been embarrassed or whatever, you have to really come out and clap those fans. In a home game, I'm not really asked. I'm not going to lie. I'll be on the tube by the time he's even out there clapping anyway. So I'm not really asked. I'm not going to lie. It's all about performance at the end of the day. if you keep throwing up, if the team keep throwing up stinkers, if they all come and do a lap of honor every game after getting slapped up to Aston Villa, Southampton, whoever, it's not going to mean shit to me, to be honest.
Wow. Because I saw Olivia tweet, and I was with Ellie and Olivia in Tenerife last week, right? Both Chelsea fans, as you know. We work with them both.
Yeah.
And I saw Olivia tweet last night the video. She quote tweeted the video of Mount clapping, and she went, "Yeah, love that. He gets it. He's one of us." But he has been linked to Liverpool. There is a £70 million price tag on his head. If you were Liverpool, would you want him? Does he seem like a Klopp player? Because if you're asking me, I would say no. Mario on the Kop TV says yes. The Liverpool fan base is pretty split with this one, and it's almost like, hang on, don't try and buy Mason Mount just because we're not going to get Jude. Like, that's not an acceptable replacement. So, should Liverpool fans want him? Is the question I've got for you.
I think you should want him at a reasonable price. I don't think you should be paying 70 million for someone with a year left on their contract, and someone in a situation where he looks like he's going to leave. But I do think he would suit your system perfectly. I do think Klopp would get the best out of him. He is very much a Klopp midfielder, and he's a very good player.
Why is he though? People say that he's a Klopp midfielder. Why?
He's got the engine that you kind of need in a back and forth kind of to and fro type of game. And regardless of what's happened in the last 12 to 18 months, I still have no doubt that this player has ability. It's not something I've ever questioned. I might question his development, his stagnation, his regression, where he's going, if he's ever going to be hitting the heights he should. That's all down to him and his coaching and all of that, the circumstances and the environment. But I have no doubt that I've seen quality from this player before, and he is a very, very good player. If you can get him back to his heights and back to where he should be, he's going to do very, very well for you. He'll start games, and he'll become an unsung hero in a way where you'll definitely appreciate the work that he gets through, and he has technical ability. With players like, say, Gallagher, I haven't been so quick to defend their technical ability and their security, because it doesn't really stand out to me. I haven't done anything where I'm thinking, oh yeah, you're a cut above the rest. You're gonna be at a top club, or you can cut your mustard here. It is very work rate and getting stuck in and getting it. But Mason Mount actually has, in my opinion, ability as well. It's just that people haven't seen it for so long that people have almost just written him off now, which is kind of what happened to Rashford last season, and it's happened to other players before. But I think, if Mason Mount can get under the wing of Klopp, I have no doubt that he'd get him back on track, because I just feel like it's a match made in heaven, to be honest.
That's interesting that you say that, because I don't see that. I mean, people have made comparisons to Lallana when it comes to Mount. And obviously Lallana in the early days of Klopp, it was like the teacher's pet. He was injured most of the time, but Klopp just seemed to absolutely love Adam Lallana. And I feel like there are some similarities in the way that they can, play with both feet. They do pop up with a goal and an assist. But Mason Mount, it's worrying how out of form and for how long he's been out of form for Liverpool. For Chelsea. Yeah, go on.
If you go back 2 years and you see his player of the season, his first player of the season year, that was a damn good footballer. Like, that was a footballer that was,
This 2021 season when he scored at Anfield.
Yeah, Champions League winning season, I think.
Yeah.
Nutmegging Felix at Atletico, scoring against Porto with the half turn, scoring at Anfield, but also playing really, really well, especially in Lampard's final weeks where we were awful. He was the only one really stepping up. So I haven't really forgotten about that player. So yeah, for me, you have to try and get that back, basically. It's not going to be easy, but if people remember back then, they'll know that this player was a really, really good player. He didn't get that player of the year by accident. He actually fully deserved it. The second one, I got it statistically. He got great GA, but he did veer away a little bit from his game and kind of became more of an output person, which I didn't really think was best for his development, but I could understand why it happened, because like I said, no one else was stepping up. But credit to him to play out of position and still deliver something, because most of the players we have in attack, they don't deliver anything. So, this is why I understand why he's aggrieved. This guy has literally put the team on his back at times for the last couple of years. Whether people like it or not, he's stepped up more than most. There's not more than 5 players you could say over the last 3 seasons that have been better than him. You couldn't name more than 5 players, especially on a consistent basis. You can name maybe 5 better players from a technical standpoint, like a Kante, but you're not going to sit there and be like, oh, Kante's been more consistent, because Kante doesn't even play half the time. So if you're talking about actually being available and trying to deliver consistently, this guy has done things that if Pulisic did, if Kai Havertz did the numbers that he did, if I could keep going, Ziyech, or if any of these guys had contributed as much as this guy contributed in the last 3 years, they would be worshipped. So that's where we're at with him at the moment, to be honest.
Chris, big up to him with the super chat. There's so many of you in this chat right now. And Matisse, my friend, this is a record of live viewers that we've ever had in. We're touching 400. Wow. So thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it, bro. Remember, if you definitely want your comment read out, send in a super chat like Chris has, if you can afford to. I can't get through every single one. We'll be here all day. But he says, I don't agree with the Chelsea fan. Mount to Bayern. Now, with Thomas Tuchel there, who he did play well under at Chelsea, maybe there's an option to go there for him, try something different.
I don't see it happening. I think it's a lazy link. I think it's a link that's been made just purely because Tuchel's just gone there. But if I'm looking at Bayern Munich and their midfield with Goretzka and Musiala, and I just don't see him going there. I don't see them going in for him. I think they'll be more interested in maybe getting a striker, getting a sitting midfielder maybe as well, and maybe a centre back if he wants to play a 3 at times, but. They have Musiala. They're not gonna go for Mount. I don't think.
I agree. So. I don't think he goes there, but he will go somewhere because I do think the writing is on the wall for Mason Mount. Money Mace, as Chelsea fans have called him in the past. So
Money Mace wants his money.
Well, his agent might be circulating these rumors just so he can either get a new contract or a big move. I think 70 million in this day and age. Listen, if he was on form, I think 70 mil is about right. Considering the drop off, bro, I wouldn't be comfortable paying more than 35, 40. And again, I don't actually want him at Liverpool, but again, if we do get him, he gets my support. Minerals Mace says Andrew Green in the comments. And why would they go for Mount when they have Musiala as well? Andrew there. You've given your score prediction of what was it, 1-1?
Yeah.
I will give my one. Because I said we'd beat City 2-1 yesterday, but to Doyle off camera, I went, we'll lose this, bro. We'll lose this. But what am I going to do? I'm on the Kop TV. I've got to say something. But then again, I don't want to become the AGT of old. I want to become more like Matisse, which is...
I feel like
have no expectations.
You're allowed to just be a complete realist now, bro. Like, they've hurt you too much this season. They've scarred you too much, traumatized you too much. I tried to always be the person to predict something positive as well. I even went with a Villa 2-1 win, but I can't be asked. I went with a 2-1 Chelsea win against Villa, but
I was gonna say
I can't be asked, bro. Like, bro, there's just no point. There's no point.
What shall I say, people? I mean, everyone's saying 0-0 in the chat.
It's probably a draw.
Just be honest, brother. Say it's gonna be 0-0, says Jake. All right, do you know what? It's gonna be 0-0. You've won. Well, you've drawn, but you've won. Back us forever, AGT. I know you will back us. Of course, bro. Big up Toby Larone. What a great name. 3-1 Liverpool. Can't be asked saying Don. Big up to you, Don. 3-1 Liverpool. Draw, boring game. Matisse, are you serious about the 2021 season? Werner or J5 deserve Player of the Year?
I can't believe Werner has just been mentioned for Player of the Year at any point at Chelsea. Yeah. This guy has about 7 Premier League goals in about 2 seasons. Lord Jesus. Heavens. I'm going to pretend like you didn't say that, brother, because I'm going to have a heart attack, honestly. Even the J5 shout is a bit mad, but I'll tolerate it because the Champions League one. Lord mercy.
There's still do you know what? I'm just quickly going to get up Chelsea's squad, bro, because I feel like there's a few players that I've missed out here in terms of players that could play. Right. Ziyech. I mean, he was supposed to go to PSG. It fell through. I actually felt a bit bad for him. Is there even space for him on the bench? Aubameyang. Thiago Silva, is he still injured?
Yeah.
So he
Well,
won't be playing?
until the press conference happens, who knows? But at the moment, yeah.
Because
Actually, he's definitely out. Actually, he's one of the
good
ones.
because he is one of the best defenders in the world still. So I rate him very highly. Aspilicueta, where's he? What's he up to?
Injured as well.
Injured as well.
Well, we don't really need to see him anyway. I'm completely honest.
I mean, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is still getting games for Chelsea in big 2023.
Yeah.
Armando Broja, again, massive injury at the start of the season for him. I'm sure there's some that Google have missed out here, if I'm honest. David Fofana.
Yeah.
I know you've got Wesley as the defender, but David Fofana, has he played? What's he up to?
He's not going to play.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah, he's not going to play.
Joined Chelsea this year, number 27. How much did he cost?
10 million, I think.
Zakaria. Again, I heard so many good things about this guy. What's happened to him?
Got injured again, and then now coming back. But just too many players. 35 players.
35. I mean, there's no space in the gym at the training ground. There is. I saw the video. They're all like standing on top of each other. It's mad. And you're going to go again in the summer and buy even more. So it's just mad. It is mad. So you've got Liverpool Tuesday, Wolves away on Saturday, 3:00. Is that a game that you can even get up for and be confident for? I don't know if it is.
Nope.
Because they beat us 3-0 there.
There's no such thing as confidence anymore. There's just hope.
I'm actually looking at your fixtures here, right? Liverpool at home, Wolves away, Real Madrid away. Christ knows what's going to happen to you in that game. Christ only knows. Chelsea, Brighton, the derby, basically. The Potter derby. I mean, if Brighton turn up on the 15th of April and beat you then...
They've already slapped us up, remember, at the Amex.
I know they have slapped you up, which was great for their fans considering you stole their manager and half their background team. But if they beat you there, I fear for the safety of your players. And then you have Real Madrid at home after that.
Yeah.
And then it's Brentford at home. Again, not an easy game. Arsenal away. Now, is there anything you can get from that game? I'm not sure. Bournemouth away, we've just lost. Forest at home, City away, and Newcastle at home. You joked about the whole 40 points thing months ago, and I was thinking, Matisse, come on, bro, don't be silly. But where is the win going to come out of them? You tell me. I don't know. For Chelsea,
I can't.
Maybe it's Liverpool, pull it out the bag. I don't know.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
Paper, I can't see a win.
Bournemouth will be in a relegation battle, needing points. So will Nottingham Forest. Maybe Nottingham Forest is the only one because they might be safe by then. Apart from that, there's not a single game in there that I'm not confident for any of them. The Nottingham Forest one is maybe the one I'll have the most hope, but we could easily not win any of these. There's no guarantees anymore. We lost at home to Southampton with a caretaker manager in charge, and that same Southampton team then lost to Grimsby. So once that happened, I was finished. There was no more hope anymore in the world.
Grimsby inside. Matisse, you look depressed. Do you know what? We're both depressed, but we're hiding it quite well. So big up to Matisse. Please, Liverpool, go back to the old badge. Yeah, I'm kind of confused. What badge have we got? Is it just the liver bird? Because on TV, they still show the old emblem. So I don't even know what is our badge anymore, to be honest. Another super chat coming in from Sean P. Casey, who says the only thing I'm looking forward to now is Arsenal bottling it, Man United missing out on top 4, and Everton getting relegated. Do you know what? When you're a Liverpool fan and at the end of the season, this is all you've got to look forward to. It's a sorry state of affairs, mate. And I'm saying that because I agree with him. Absolutely. Big up, y'all. Always a mad combo. Yes. Matisse, I'm going to let you go, bro, because you're tired. You've been up all night doing F1. This probably hasn't helped. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to carry on for 5-10 minutes and answer some questions. So if you've got those for me, get them in right now because I'll be on for 5 more minutes. But Matisse, a round of applause for you, fella.
Pleasure.
Big up to you every time. I will see you
tomorrow
around about 11:30 tomorrow morning. And guys, you're going to want to watch that one. Trust me.
Jesus. I don't even think there's anything you lot can even say to me anymore, to be honest. It's over. I've already seen Robbie today and Abby anyway, so there's nothing they can say to me.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you've already done the rounds. But yeah, man, listen, I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure, and it's not just Chelsea that Matisse follows; it's every league, top 5 leagues in Europe, and the rest of all the other sports that you do. So, a massive shout out to you, Matisse. You're putting
Big
the
up,
work in.
guys.
You're getting the flowers as well. Very
Thank
close
you.
to 50,000 subs, which is an incredible achievement. I remember, forget Chelsea for 1 second. I remember you telling me months ago you wanted to hit 50 by the end of the season. So, bro,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for you will achieve that. You will achieve that in the next 2 months. So I'm proud of you, mate.
We're pushing. I appreciate it, bro. And
sometimes you have to give your bros the flowers, man. You know?
Bro, we see each other every week and we're both working extremely hard. So appreciate it, man. And it's been a lot of fun.
Always.
And yeah, please don't cook me too much tomorrow, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bro, how can I?
I don't know, but just don't think of anything today. Do you know what I mean? Don't get too
Don't
creative.
think of anything. No, I won't cook you. But maybe we do jump on each other's streams on Tuesday night. I don't know. But yeah, big up to you, man. Everyone showing love to Matisse in the chat.
Big up the
Top
comments.
screen.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Big up to you. Go and get some sleep, fella.
Big up, brothers. In a bit, people.
Nice one, man.
Big up.
Oh, guys, how was that for you? That is an hour of strong therapy to the point where I need to stretch. By the way, Luis Diaz, Luchito's Way t-shirts out now. You can buy them. I'm going to lie back. Who's got a question for me? I'm taking 5 questions. 5 questions. Big up Don Arsenal TV. Matisse is a hardworking man and AGT should have more followers as well. Yeah, we should be on 50 as well. But you guys ain't subscribing. So make sure if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, you can clearly see that we're very close to 30,000, right? So please, just make sure you press that subscribe button for me, please. Is Diaz going to be our savior? Who knows? I don't even know if he plays on Tuesday or if we save him till Sunday. Are you Klopp out? No. And also, guys, if you are going to join the Discord, make sure there's no Klopp out shouts because we don't do that here. We do not do that here. And there was someone yesterday who's saying Klopp out in the chat, which I can't agree with, if I'm honest. Big up Mumsy. Yeah. Good show, Alex. Love it. This is the reason why I support Liverpool. This is the reason why the channel is called the Kop TV, because of AMG. Amari Gilzai. Yeah. Old school Scouser. I shouldn't say old school. It's a bit disrespectful, but she used to work in the Kop in the 70s. When I was thinking of an appropriate name for this channel, she came in and said, well, what about the Kop TV? And I went, it's a great idea. Went on Google, no one had it. So massive shout out to Mumsy for locking in. Thank you for the super chat. Chris sends in £2. He says, this is the old badge. I miss it. It means more. I prefer the old badge, if I'm honest. The Liver Bird's great. Don't get me wrong. The Liver Bird will always be iconic. But yeah, for me, it's the old badge all day long. Never Klopp out ever. Thank you very much. Will Klopp still be here in 3 years? Yes, I do. Do you think Arsenal have got a chance against Liverpool at Anfield? Yes, I do. Unfortunately, in Klopp we trust. If you're saying Klopp out, you have no idea about football. Lol. I'd agree. I would agree. And the person who did say Klopp out in the Discord yesterday cannot agree with that. Cannot get on side with that, guys. G-Man, hey mum. Absolutely. Big up to Mumsy. In Klopp we trust. FSG. Yes, agree there. Massive shout out to RFN for sending in a super chatterinos. Massive friend of mine, Ryan. He's a music artist. He's very, very talented. And I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about him. We just need to see the music coming out. But that's my guy, man. Big up to you, Ryan. I called you yesterday, bro. You didn't even reply. But you did send me a super chat. So big up to you. A couple more questions. Will Salah leave Liverpool if they don't finish top 4? I'm gonna say 65. No, I'm gonna say 80% no, 20% yes. I know Mario has spoken about the fact that Salah could potentially leave, and we could get around about 70 to 80 million for him. But no, keep Salah. Again, poor game from him yesterday, but he still scored. And it's not as if we can turn down players or sell players that are our top scorers for the last 6 years, can we? Because we don't score many goals, apart from the 7-0. But yeah, you man better humble Robbie next week. Bro, if Arsenal, because Robbie's coming up to Liverpool next week. By the way, the Kop TV next week is fire. because on Tuesday we have the Chelsea game, and on Wednesday I'm going to do a video for you, a general news kind of one after the press conference. However, Thursday, Friday, make sure your eyes are peeled to the Kop TV, because we're going to have a preview with Robbie, probably have Cecil, and then on the game on Sunday, I will be there. I'll be up in Liverpool again. I'm in London right now, but I'll be up in Liverpool on Sunday. I'll go up there Thursday. Sorry, the podcast is Friday. We've changed the podcast from Tuesday this week to Friday because of arrangement. So on Friday, it'll probably be myself, Mario, and Keo. Thursday, you'll be getting all the Arsenal previews, if not Friday as well. So maybe even a triple drop on Friday. And then Saturday is the day before the game. Then Sunday's the game. I'm aiming to get around about 15 fan cams in for that game. I want around 10 Liverpool fans, and we're going to go for Robbie. Probably Turkish will be up in Liverpool as well. Julian will be there. Lee Judges will be there. So I just want to get loads of the AFTV guys on the channel on Sunday as well. A quick shout out to Chris here for asking this question. Arthur, what a knob shake in Pep's hand. I big up Simicast, right? Because he didn't lose his head. If that was me, I would have told him to F off. There's no question about that. I probably would have got sent off or reacted or brushed away his hand or basically told him where to go. And Simicast kept his head and didn't do that. So big up to him. But Arthur, I mean, Matisse said it in the show earlier. He said he's got no loyalty to the club. He's on loan. I hear that. I do hear that. But it was like he wanted. It was like he put his arm out to shake Pep. It's like, read the room, Arthur. This is maybe why you've only played 13 minutes for the club. I don't think he's ever going to play for Liverpool again. And if you're going around open to shaking Pep's hand when he's clearly trying to antagonize, wind you up, be disrespectful to you, for me, that's the final straw. Let me know in the chat right now. This is probably quite a decisive question. Should Arthur Melo ever play for Liverpool again? Not try and forget what happened yesterday, but should he ever play for Liverpool again? I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can act like that, if I'm honest. You can't really blame him. He's barely played for Liverpool. Yeah, I hear that. But, bro, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. I'm enjoying the tears, saying Diana. Cheers. And I'm glad. Make sure you're liking the video. If you're enjoying the tears, like the video at least. No, says Chris. No, says T-Boy. Shout out to T-Boy. No, says Jake. Yeah, pretty much no one ever wants him to play for Liverpool again. Do you know anything about Darlington FC? I went to Middlesbrough away once in 2009. We'd just beaten Real Madrid 4-0 at Anfield, and my Scouse cousin said, do you want to go to Middlesbrough away? So I went up with him, and the train was cancelled. The only train that was going was to Darlington. So I remember Darlington. It's not the best place in the world, not the worst either. But I've been there. I've been to Darlington, but I don't know much about Darlington FC. Let's go Reds, keep your heads. Watch the Championship match. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of the Championship, to be honest with you. I know Luton had a massive win yesterday in the derby against Watford. So shout out to you, T-Boy. I know you're a Liverpool fan first, but then a Luton fan as well. Alex, when your boys come up, go to Red Lion on Parr Street. Red Lion, I like the Red Lion, you know. I'm a fan of it. It's got a really nice garden, outdoor area, and it's right next to your favourite gaff, Chris, the Spanish Caravan, right? Middlesbrough is grim. I'd actually go as far as saying, and I've done a few away days in the Northeast. I've done Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Sunderland. I've been to Leeds as well, and Middlesbrough was easily the worst place just in general. I actually met someone from Middlesbrough a few weeks ago, and it was quite hard of me not to tell them how much of a shithole their city is, but they already know that, so it's what it is. More than 5 players leaving, most on free. How can we afford to buy world-class players? This is the thing, you know, right? Unless we get that massive backing. I'm not talking about giving us 100 mil. I'm talking about I need 300 mil at least going into this window. And Klopp did say we will spend So again, trust in Klopp. That's what you have to do, man. That's what you have to do. You got to trust in Klopp. I'm not hearing anyone telling me anything about Klopp out. Call me deluded, call me whatever you want, but Liverpool fans, we don't do that. We do not call for the manager to be out. Alex, spend most of our budget on Bellingham or buy 3 players instead. I go Bellingham and then try and buy 2 or 3 others as well. Probably not going to happen though, is it? Would you take a swap deal Dembele for Salah? No. Big up to Lil Ezzy, who says it's 7 a.m. in the morning watching the Kop TV, always bringing the vibe. Big up to you, Ezzy. Where are you watching from? There's 350. Right, before we go, and you guys know if you're a regular on the Kop TV, you know I love to do this, right? Spam the comments right now where you're watching from, because there's 350. I feel like not everyone is going to be in the UK. And that's how we're going to end the show on a positive note. And my score prediction, now that he's gone, it's 2-1 Liverpool. We're going to win this game and we're going to come back and beat Arsenal. How about that one? Yeah? Maybe not, to be fair. But right, smash the comments right now. Before I leave, people, where are you watching the Kop TV from? 340 right now, right? We have got Barbados, South Africa. Big up to you, Chris. Are you back in South Africa now, yeah? You're not in Liverpool? Darlington, sorry, mate. I just called your place a shithole, but big up to you. Mauritius, Australia. Wow, we're really international today. Charleston, South Carolina. Is that USA? America, Cape Town, Australia, Barnet, Essex, Northern Ireland. Great character in Northern Ireland there. Woolwich, Ravi Patel, Hereford, Romford, The Moon, Johannesburg, Spurs, Bedfordshire, yeah, Perth, Western Australia, mate. Back in Liverpool next week. He's like Chris, lads. Colombia, Jose Alejandro, vamos. Do you know what? Colombians are actually my favorite people. I love the Ecuadorians as well, but Colombians. Tenemos una estrella de Colombia, por supuesto. Estoy llevando una camiseta que dice Díaz, el manera de Luchito. Y tengo que admitir, será un sueño para ir a Colombia, para ver un partido de Liverpool en Colombia. Así que es perfecto. ¡Vamos! Los aficionados de Colombia, very strong, very nice. I like it. Very good. Anna Maria, sorry about yesterday. It's all right. She's got over it. Big up, Mumsy. Worcestershire sauce. Kenyans in Nadi. Not too sure. Lad, you should do a live stream in Colombia. I would love to do a live stream in Colombia. Big up, Alex. I'm a Liverpool fan who lives in Birmingham City. Big up to Victor, Jaume. You know what I mean? Big up, Birmingham. Good Spanish. Thank you, Jose. Muchísimas gracias. Haha, the accents are on point. You're done already. Us LFC fans have become Colombian, praying for Luis Diaz for real. True. Frank Carlisle, Elodian Estate, Voxy, up the road from you, lads. It's like Frank. Big up to Frank Carlisle as well, by the way. Always watching the Kop TV. Old school Scouser. Love it, mate. Thank you. Dorset. Christian is watching from Dorset. Any more? Let us know in the comments. I feel like that's less than 300 of you have told me where you're watching from right now. But it's pretty much worldwide, as you can see. Pretty much worldwide. Right, I'm going to go for 30 more seconds. So spam where you're watching from, guys. I'll shout out you or shout out your hometown or wherever you're watching from. And then I've got to go because I'm going to go meet Doyle. And we are playing... well, we're not playing actually at all. We are going to be watching Manchester United versus Newcastle United. Or is it Newcastle versus Man U? I think it is. You got to do a farmer accent for Dorset. Who stole my tractor? My harvester. Combine harvester. Bastard. Who stole my parsnips? I've turned into a madman, people. A fully fledged madman. London. Big up the 246. What does 246 mean? Is that in the Bahamas? Let me know. It's at St. James's Park. So myself and Doyle are on the stream for that. So we can rub the salt if Man U lose. And then Monday is I'm just going to tell you guys my week quickly. Monday is the the weekend roundup show. Tuesday, Liverpool-Chelsea. Wednesday, I'm doing El Clásico. Oh my goodness me. Guys, if you have never watched the DR Sports El Clásico, I would urge you to do it on Wednesday night because Raul, Nico, there is big rivalry between those two guys. So make sure you watch, man. Ealing Broadway, big up. New shirts are out next week, I'm hearing, according to Chris. Big up. Melbourne, Australia. Barbados, area code 246. Big up to you, man. AGT, if not Liverpool, which team would you support? Saying Pinto. It's a good question. I've got to be careful with this answer. I grew up in North London, guys, right? Obviously, my family are from Liverpool, but I grew up in North London as a Liverpool fan. So there's no, oh, he became a Liverpool fan when he was 6 after he supported Arsenal for a bit. No. Liverpool is and always will be my first team. And I am a believer that you should only support one team. But of course, you do have soft spots for other clubs. The soft spot clubs I would say, are Barnet. I used to work there as a 16-year-old selling burgers in the away end to Accrington Stanley fans. Yeovil. My dad used to play for Yeovil, who are currently fighting it out to stay up in the National League when they were actually in the Championship more than 10 years ago, 2007 or 8, I think it was. Barnet Yeovil. Listen, growing up around North London, I think you either naturally warm to Tottenham or Arsenal. For me, it was definitely Arsenal. A lot of my friends are Tottenham and Arsenal fans, as you can imagine. And yeah, it probably would be Arsenal. If I was to support a London team, it would be Arsenal. I would say that. But again, Liverpool all day long, man. My second team is the Orlando Pirates. Fair enough. There is no second team, AGT. Exactly. It's Liverpool, Liverpool, and Liverpool. Also, guys, keep an eye out on my Instagram. There's 341 of you right now. I don't know how many of you follow my Instagram. But in the next couple of weeks, there's a massive Liverpool-based announcement coming. So make sure you follow me and you're locked in for that. I remember watching Yeovil versus Forest. This is what I mean, Jay. Yeah, they beat Forest 5-2 in the playoffs in 06-07. Massive game. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. The support you guys have shown, not only myself, but Matisse in this chat is a record. We've never had more than 400 live viewers inside, and even though he's gone, you're still rocking with me. So the love, the support that you guys are giving me is incredible. Thank you so much. Off to DR Sports, probably gonna have a Guinness with Doyle and debrief about what happened yesterday, the fact that we are shite. But me and Doyle are also playing football ourselves, 7-a-side tonight in North London. So very much looking forward to that. Also, big up to Sandy saying glory, glory, Man United. Obviously, I'm not bigging up that, but the 2 Jamaican flags interest me because I'm actually going to Jamaica in June. So if there is any Liverpool fans watching this right now who live in Jamaica, give me a shout. Call me. Send me a message and we'll get something started. Respect AGT for keeping your head above water this season. Thank you very much, my friend Boo Ryder. Right, guys, I wish I could sit here and stay here and answer every single question you've got for me. But it is time to go. A massive shout out to everyone who's joined us in this chat. Make sure on the way out you're pressing like. If this video realistically doesn't have at least 300 likes, I'm going to be pissed. All right, there's 350 of you still here. So why wouldn't you like it? Whenever I watch a YouTube video and I hear the person presenting to like it, I always just press like. Because I know that they appreciate that as a presenter and it helps the algorithm get more views, etc. But yeah, massive shout out to every single person who's joined us today. Have a good day, mate. Good day, mate. Big up to you, Jake. New subscriber here as well. Thank you very much. 1892 Reds. Right, guys. It's been emotional. Take care. All the best. I will see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.